failed in 5th grade to 3 lakh crore. The unheard story of Zomato CEO Deepinder Goyal. Imagine a small boy whose report card was always marked with teachers' red ink, a boy constantly labeled as a weak student, whose parents were afraid that maybe this child might never achieve anything big in life. That Sam boy one day builds a company valued in lakhs of crores. One day, that boy becomes a habit on the phone screens of millions, a need, a lifestyle. This is the story of the boy who failed in 5th grade, but today owns a company worth 3 lakh crore. This is the story of Zomato CEO Deepinder Goyal, whose life proves that failing is not the problem, giving up is. Born in the small town of Muktasar in Punjab, Deepinder's childhood was very ordinary, just like any middle-class child's life. No glamour of an English medium school, no expensive tuitions, no privileged background. He was that child most people considered below average. He was weak in studies, couldn't focus much, and fate dealt an even harsher blow when he failed in 5th grade. Imagine a small child hearing in front of the whole school that he did not pass. How badly his confidence must have shattered. His father had to request the school principal to grant grace marks so the child could move to the next class. That day, it wasn't just a failure. Fear of society settled inside him. But life still had a lot written for him. Time passed, classes changed, life moved forward. But the pressure of that failure stayed like a shadow over his head. Then came 8th grade. It was the half-yearly exam. Preparation was almost zero. The question paper was in his hand, but his mind was blank. He would have failed again, but a teacher sitting in the SAM exam hall helped him. The result? He suddenly stood among the toppers of the class. But that victory was not his. It was borrowed success. Next time, the teacher did not help. Now he had two options, either fail again or truly fight this time. And he chose to fight, with a few hours of honest study, challenging his heart, his mind, and himself. This time his hard work worked wonders. He passed with good marks, and for the first time realized there is no substitute for hard work. Now life was slowly pushing him forward. Like every sharp-minded student has one ultimate dream, the Indian Institute of Technology. But IIT is not just an exam, it's a battlefield. Lakhs of students dream about it, and only a few thousand actually make it. Deepinder also joined coaching. Sitting there, he looked around and was shocked. The students sitting beside him had been preparing for 2 years. Their concepts were crystal clear, their confidence sky high, and he himself, confused and scared. He felt maybe this place wasn't meant for him. But life often performs miracles at the exact moment when we are about to give up. Board exams ended, and only 2 months were left for IITG. For any normal person, that time was too little. But he picked up his favorite subject, physics, and solved the entire book. No one believed it. But when the exam results came, the world was stunned. He cracked IITG with just 2 months of preparation. Reaching IIT Delhi was an achievement. But the world, there was a real battlefield. Intelligent minds everywhere. Everyone sharp. Everyone the best. That environment wasn't always exciting. Sometimes it was frightening. That's where the toughest emotional phase of his life began. He fell into depression. He felt he was falling behind. Comparison didn't become his strength. It became his weakness. That's when a voice inside him said, "Don't compete. Create. Instead of trying to become better than others, create your own journey." He realized that life is not a race, it is creation. And this very mindset later became the foundation of Zomato. Very few people know that Deepinder stammers. Public speaking was torture for him. Going on stage was fear for him. But the funny thing is that the world assumed he had attitude, that if he spoke less, it was ego. The truth was that he used to put all his energy into his work. His philosophy was simple: talk less, show more through action. And that's exactly what he did. In 2008, he took the biggest step of his life. He thought, people struggle so much before eating food. Find a restaurant, look at the menu, search for a place. What if all of this could be done online? That's where his small idea began, to bring restaurant menus online. At first, its name was Foodie, and then grew a new brand that later became a global habit, Zomato. This journey was not smooth. There were funding tensions, people's lack of understanding, doubts from the market, everything existed. But the dedication was even bigger than all of that. Many times situations arose where it felt like everything would end. But strong people don't fight just because of circumstances. They fight because they have a reason. And Deepinder had a reason to build something different, something big, something meaningful. Slowly, Zomato didn't remain just an app. It became an ecosystem. People weren't just ordering food. They were buying convenience, comfort, and time. The brand was no longer just a platform. It had become a lifestyle. Then came the bold move that proved he wasn't just a businessman. He was a visionary, the acquisition of Blinkit. Moving beyond food and entering the instant delivery game. It was risky, and critics said it was the wrong decision. But leaders are the ones who see the future where others remain stuck in the present. He resigned from the urban company board because his focus was clear. Energy should be invested only where it can create the biggest impact. The vision should never be diluted. Then came perhaps the darkest time in the world, the corona pandemic. People were scared, the economy was stagnant, jobs were disappearing. And during this time, the world saw that a true entrepreneur doesn't just earn money, he gives back to society as well. Dipinder donated shares worth 700 crores to the Zomato Future Foundation to support the education of delivery partners' children. This wasn't just money, it was commitment. Then he took another step that brought dignity into the lives of thousands of gig workers. He decided to build rest points where delivery workers could rest, drink water, and use washrooms anywhere. And these weren't just for Zomato workers. They were open for workers from every company. That is leadership, the kind that doesn't just run a business but also upholds humanity. Today, the combined valuation of Eternal and Zomato has reached around 3 lakh crore. Today, Deepinder is counted not only among India's biggest entrepreneurs, but also among the world's greatest self-made entrepreneurs. Yet, there is no arrogance on his face, only a smile. There is no ego inside him, only gratitude. He may not appear easily accessible, but he is always available. He speaks less, but every decision he makes teaches the world something. The most beautiful part of this story is that it is not just the success story of one boy. It is proof that inside every average kid, a legend is hidden. The one society calls weak sometimes becomes the one who changes the world. The boy who once failed in Panchad grade is today the biggest icon of India's startup ecosystem. The boy who once lived scared and under pressure is today the reason for millions of people's confidence. And the person who once broke down because of comparison now lives above comparison. If you are a student who feels marks define your worth, this story is for you. If you come from a middle-class family and think big success is only meant for people from big cities, this story is for you. If you feel broken in life, complain, fear, or underestimate yourself, this story reminds you of one thing. How you start is not important. How you finish is completely in your hands. Deepinder Goyal gives us the biggest lesson. Your story is not written by society. It is written by you. Failure can be a chapter in your life, but it is not the conclusion. Your background does not define your identity. Your hard work does. And the greatest truth is that destiny is not written by luck. It is written by determination.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.